Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I'm going to change it up a little bit. We've been doing predictions for people and countries and whatnot, and I'll return to that, some of the countries I haven't done yet. But I want to just break it up a little bit, and we are going to be doing a cold case today, and we are going to be doing Ryan Shtuka. Now, I remember this as very vividly. And what's interesting is he is from near the city I'm living in now. But when he disappeared, I was living near to where he disappeared. So I've never forgotten about him. He's 20 years old. And what the thing about his missing is he actually just disappeared off the face of the earth. Ryan was last seen leaving a residence on Burfield Drive around 2 a.m. on Saturday, February 17th, 2018, to walk the short distance home. He's missing from Sun Peaks, British Columbia, which is near Kamloops. All right. It's a little mountain ski hill resort kind of thing. And he was working there. Ryan did not show up for work the next day and has not been active on social media or cellular networks since then. And then it shows what he looks like. He was actually wearing that hat. The last person who saw him, and there's a little FAQ here I wanted to read. Okay, so what is known about Ryan's disappearance? Ryan's hometown is Beaumont, Alberta. He had moved to Sun Peaks in December 2017 with his best friend. Both had intentions to work through the winter season. Ryan worked the day of Friday, February 16th, 2018. He went home after work to the residence he shared with his roommates, and there's two of them, this best friend and another fellow from Australia. Later that evening, they went as a group to a silent disco event hosted by one of the local pubs. Silent disco event means everybody wears a headset and then you dance, and it looks like you're not dancing to any music. It's kind of weird. Anyways, whatever. Oh, and there's always two songs playing, so you could be dancing to a completely different song than your dance partner is. Anyways, much later in the evening, the group left the pub to attend a party at a residence just a few minutes away from their own. This was in keeping with Ryan's ordinary behaviors. He socialized with his friends and was not given to going off without them. One of his roommates grew tired and left the party to walk home. A short time later, his second roommate also decided to go home. Ryan was seen standing up. It was believed he was putting on his coat and shoes. That roommate left the party with the belief that Ryan was right behind him. The time was approximately 2:10 a.m. on Saturday, February 17th, 2018. When Ryan's roommates discovered that Ryan had not shown up for his regular shift at work on Saturday, February 17th, 2018, they contacted the police and filed a missing persons report. Missing work was out of character for Ryan. Ryan has not used his cell phone or been active on social media since he was last seen by a second roommate immediately prior to him leaving the house party. And then it goes on to all the different searches they've done and what he's been wearing and so on. And this guy has basically disappeared off the face of the earth. Listen, I want to, there. So they're assuming that he has passed away. Obviously, it's a very rugged area. A lot. They even did, with drones to see if an animal got him. But generally, if an animal gets you, like there's something left behind: a shoe, a piece of clothing, a scuffle in the snow. Like there was lots of snow there. There's not even footprints of what direction Ryan went to. Here's another strange thing. The police did not inspect the house party. There's a weird conspiracy there that he never left the house, that something happened inside the house and then his body was carried out afterwards. Also, there was very kind of strange, but nothing in particular about the two friends. So the two friends are going to be knights in this reading. All right. His mother has written a book, and they do extensive, um, every year search for Ryan. They keep it in the zeitgeist, I guess. Uh, I just can't imagine. But for the grace of God go I, right? He seems like there was nothing to do with drugs. He wasn't, on the outs with anybody. Just a regular 20-year-old kid. His birthday's March 17th, so he's a Pisces. So we'll see if a Knight of Cups shows up. But generally, the Emperor represents the victim here because he's a masculine, so we use the Emperor. And then I'm using the Ace of Swords to see if we'll ever find out the truth of what really happened to Ryan. So we'll see how close the swords and the Emperor are, is how close they'll ever get to the truth about what happened to him. There's other things that went on. Somebody heard somebody yelling at for somebody to get into a car. It's just really, really strange. But what I find is strange is the police never went into the house with the house party. Like, would have there been blood, or like they just assumed Ryan did walk out? But then when they couldn't find any kind of indications that he had, I mean, there was a lot of people leaving the party, so who knows what his footprints were. But no real indication that he ever left the party. So let's find out. Okay, Ryan Shtuka. What happened, and will the family ever discover the truth? What happened, and will the family ever discover the truth? Okay, so I need 23 cards. And remember, there's no rhyme or reason how I do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, there. So these ones are out of play. And also I've turned them all upright because I found when they're in reverse, they're harder to see. All right, so Ryan Shtuka, what happened? What happened? Where is he? I mean, maybe you could even tell us where he is. Is he inside a building, outside, buried? I mean, honestly, like if you ever wanted to do something to harm somebody, just go do it up in BC mountains. They'll never find anything. I mean, it's so thick with trees, so remote. Uh, you know, loggers maybe eventually one day find something, but Ryan, where are you? And will the truth ever come out? What happened to you? I normally don't cut these, but I want to cut these. The one of the theories is that he was hit by a car by a drunk driver, and the drunk driver, wanting to clear up its mistake, threw him in the car and then drove the body away. But there was no signs of any blood or any kind of car pieces. He was a big boy. He was 6 feet. Oh, look at that. First one. No wonder I was like, I had this weird feeling I want to cut. Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God. Oh, look at right off the start. I got to cover these up. I just realized that. He's, when I was shuffling, I said, he's still on that mountain. When I was shuffling, I said, I thought to myself, he's still on that mountain. There's Sun Peaks. There it is. I just realized that because it's the mountain. Well, the resort is called Sun Peaks. There's Mama. Mama looking for justice. Man, look at the big cards. Wow. So many major arcanas. Look at that. 4 in a row. Mama's going to have victory. Wow. The ace is way down here. They'll never know what happened to him. They'll never find out. There is a reward for information. Somebody might have some kind of information. That's the only way they're going to ever find out is if somebody comes to claim the reward money. That's what that is. Somebody on the internet might have already said what is true. You know, like just casually chatting with somebody. Now, what's really interesting here is we don't see a big struggle or attack. We see the Wheel of Fortune. Here's the Sun Peaks, the choice, the burden. Could he have been, I mean, somebody whispered MDNA or ecstasy or whatever. Could he have been disoriented? You know, this is reminding me of is that other fellow who was at a rave all night, and they found him eventually at the bottom of a mountain or bottom of a cliff. Somehow the mother is going to get some kind of justice. She's going to get something. I hate to say this, but I actually think this fellow wandered off. I think he was on something. He chose to wander off, and it ended in his death. I think he's still on that mountain. I think his body's still exposed. I think maybe eventually somebody stumbles onto his body and can claim the reward. I'm going to say that it could have possibly been a girl who gave him some drugs. And I think there's something here. He just simply wandered. Like he didn't have to go that far to his house. And they searched and searched and searched everywhere. But I'm not getting that. I'm not getting there was any kind of attack, or like that would be the tower, or like the other knights. Remember I said we'll be looking for the knights, the two friends, because they were acting kind of weird, but their friend just disappeared. Maybe they knew the guy he wasn't known to take drugs. He was just known to be a 20-year-old, but you never know what's going on at some of those parties. And and there was that one guy that was yelling, "Get in the car, get in the car." But I don't see any movement here. Like that would be the 8 of wands, right? Or even one of the knights, knight of wands, right? I don't see the knights here at all. I don't think the friends had anything to do with this at all. If anything, he may have been tempted by a female. Oh, you got to try this, you got to try that. And it kind of blinded him or incapacitated him. Maybe that's what happened is the I don't see it in the house though. I really don't see it in the house. I think we are going I think eventually um I think eventually somebody will claim, and it will bring some healing, hope and healing to the family. I think eventually somebody will claim something. Um, there is reward. It's 15,000 for any kind of information, and you can send it in anonymously. But I'm going to say that this guy is still on that mountain somewhere. I'm also going to say this will be controversial because they have done so many searches that his body is exposed or what's left of it. And this is how I do this. Look at we have clouds here, we have outside here, we have outside here, outside, outside, clouds outside. That would be more inside. We have blue for outside, out. And there's a lot of cards, like this would be inside. There are a lot of cards that are inside cards, indoor cards, or indicative of houses or city or anything like that. And I'm getting that he's not inside anything. He may be outside of the little sun peaks. I'm going to say a girl has some information. She may know, but she may be worried about getting into trouble. She may be worried about getting into trouble. This was also, I know this doesn't help the parents at all. His soul contract, it came right up. That was his soul contract. Yeah, that's what I think has happened to this boy. I think um he took a chance on something, like it could have been something deadly, like perhaps uh and this has happened. I actually have a friend and this happened to her son. He was at a party, they were passing cocaine around, and it was actually laced with fentanyl, and he died. Um, and so it could be something like that because we have this sneaky card here. He may not have realized what he was choosing to take, and it caused his death. Yeah, I think someone's definitely going to claim the reward. Um, I think it's going to be a girl, and it's going to bring some type of healing to the family. Maybe like just even knowing what happened. This would be the police, the King of Wands. I don't think it'll be the I don't think it'll be the police that solve this because their back is to the sword. I think it's going to be somebody knows the secret. Absolutely. And they will expose it one day. Let's see if we can get a feeling for when will this person, it is right here. When will this person come forward that will help the family? When will this person come forward that will put some closure at least for the family? Give us a timeline, please. When will this person come forward with their information? Queen of Cups. So that would be, it would be springtime, because cups are springtime, or Queen of Cups is Scorpio time. That doesn't give us, oh, that's an 11. No, it's not, it's 12. 12 years. Can you give us a clearer number, please? A clearer number. 12 years, springtime, perhaps the snow is melting off the hill and somebody finds, that's quite possible. Clear number, please. 6. June, right? It's not summer till June 21st. Maybe June. Something to do with a 12 and a 6. I think it's going to be a springtime. I think the snow will be melting and somebody will find something. And that would be in June, because sometimes they can ski right up until May long weekend. So the snow will be melting and it'll be in June. How many years? 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 How many years, please? How many years? Oh, in 3 years. 3 years. All right. So there you go. In 3 years, in June, that's when somebody might come forward, or maybe they saw something and they can't hold it in anymore. I'm going to say though that they just come forward with some this is information. I'm going to say that they'll never really discover what happened to so maybe they just come forward with information saying, yeah, you know what, Jennifer there sold him some of these drugs, and we kind of did see him kind of stumble out, and at least then the family has some idea what happened to him. But it's just a little bit of information, but it's enough that she gets some part of the reward, and it'll be something that she can prove in a court of law. So maybe maybe she has record of an exchange of cash, like maybe they did like a Venmo or something, exchange for the drugs or something. She'll have something that would be she could prove in a court of law, and I think that's what's going to happen. And then at least they've got some form of healing. And they have something to go on. But I don't think justice will ever be done, unfortunately. All right. Well, there you go. That's my take on what has happened to Ryan Shtuka. What do you think? Are you familiar with the case? Have you ever heard of this case? And what do you think happened? All right. Take good care. See you online. Bye for now.